Tonight,
This is my plea to you.
a mother's plea for justice.
Do the right thing.
Denied. Her 5-year-old son shot to death in his own home.
He was a gorgeous young boy, very active. He didn't deserve to go like that.
And despite calls for witnesses to come forward,
The blood is on all of our hands if we know something and then don't speak up.
and a father's quest for closure,
Get what they deserve, I just need justice.
the men arrested for the little boy's killing, once seen laughing in court, are now free.
It's like it's taking the Band-Aid off again every time that it comes to this.
And Fox 4's cameras rolling tonight as Terrence Irons and Thomas Edison walked out of the Lee County Jail carrying their belongings in those plastic bags, the men cutting and weaving to avoid cameras as they walked to a nearby car.
Irons and Edison accused of killing 5-year-old Andrew Faust last October in a drive-by shooting. The key witness in the case, who initially gave police a detailed description of those men, placing them at the scene and saying she would testify against them, now saying she cannot remember what happened that fateful night.
And without any other witnesses, the judge has no other option but to release the men. And while their charges have yet to be dropped, their attorneys believe that is bound to happen.
But we do believe the charges will ultimately be dropped because there's no evidence against these two gentlemen.
His family is elated, we're elated. He's obviously very excited to be going home to see his family.
So are these men off the hook for good? Can they still be put on trial at some point? We're getting you those answers in just a minute. But first, 4 in Your Corner, Sarah Belsole is focusing on how they left their jail cells today. She's live there now. Sarah.
Terrence Irons and Thomas Edison walked out the front door here at the Lee County Jail around 7 this evening, all after a key witness in the case said she didn't remember what happened the night Andrew Faust was killed. Terrence Irons and Thomas Edison walked out of the Lee County Jail side by side, immediately peppered with questions.
How does it feel to be out of jail? How does it feel to be out?
The two running away from the media, zigzagging in and out of traffic and remaining silent most of the time.
You don't have anything to say to Andrew Faust's family?
And if they did have an answer,
Do you know who killed Andrew Faust?
My lawyer.
telling us to talk to their lawyers. The pair was released from jail less than 7 hours after a key witness changed her story. She originally identified Irons and Edison as the ones who fired the shots that killed 5-year-old Andrew Faust in October. Faust was inside his home on Cuba Street during the drive-by shooting. After walking a few blocks downtown, Irons and Edison were greeted by family members before both getting into the same car and speeding off. The state attorney's office hasn't officially dropped its charges against the men, but former state attorney Joe D'Alessandro says it's going to be a tough road ahead for prosecutors.
It means it doesn't look very good, unless they have some other physical evidence, or other witnesses come about, or she changes her statement.
Is she credible now?
Not really. But you can rebuild people's credibility.
D'Alessandro says in his experience, more than one person witnessed the shooting and says the best case scenario is for those witnesses to come forward.
It would be very sad for the community if this is the end. They really need to prosecute that case if they can.
Now, again, those charges have not been dropped against both men. There has been a case hearing scheduled for the end of July. Now, we did reach out to Andrew Faust's mother for comment today, but she didn't get back to us. We'll be sure to bring you the latest as we get it. We're live in Fort Myers tonight. Sarah Belsole, Fox 4 in Your Corner.